Thanks very much indeed, Nick. Yes, it's our third quarter-final. Let's hope that it's a little bit more competitive than the first two, which turned out to be fairly comfortable for Chinese Taipei and the United States, respectively. But in the form they showed in the last round, the Philippines might be up against it here, because China against Germany were utterly irresistible. They got on the table, they completely controlled it, and the way this table is consistently breaking, you really need to win this lag to give yourself first shot at it. And it's a close rag, and China have won it. A perfect lag for them. So Dang Jinhu, the Tiger, here, and his partner
winner breaks.
Wu Cha-ching.
China to break.
Originally from Taipei City, Wu, the former world champion as a teenager. What an emotional roller coaster of a journey that was for those of us that were there to enjoy it and appreciate it. And he has matured into a man and an outstanding 9-ball player. And here's Dang with the first break of this quarter-final, and there are 3 balls down, and it looks like this table has decided, Alex, it's going to carry on breaking well if you treat it with the respect it deserves.
Yeah, good break there by Jinhu. Cue ball has come back too far, close to the short rail, so this is going to be a tester right from the get-go for Wu. Straight in over the diagonal. A test of cueing. The least bit of unwanted side on the cue ball will result in a miss.
These two getting down to business promptly here. I'm sure the Filipino pair have seen what happened in the previous quarterfinals, when one team has just been stuck in their chairs as both the United States and Chinese Taipei went on real runs. At the back of their mind, a little bit concerned that how many are China going to be able to run off before we get a shot here?
It's all about your ability to stay calm and bounce back. USA, remember, was 3-1 down. And the Filipinos will remember their match against Holland. They were leading by big numbers, but Holland got back real good in that match from 5-1 down, back to 5-5. And it was then that Chua made that beautiful opening shot on the one. But the first track swiftly to the Chinese. Jia Xing and Deng Hu looking very confident.
The speed with which they dispatched Germany, just a little over 40 minutes. I mean, it's a good job those guys weren't getting paid by the minute at the table. They'd be owing the organisers. It really was double quick time that they just blasted a very good Germany team out of there. Lots of famous faces in the crowd. There's the Americans, Skylar Woodward to the left, Shane Van Boning. I saw the Chinese Taipei pair come in a little bit earlier as well. So everybody's on a scouting mission.
A very stoic look we saw of Woodward, but don't let that fool you, because he was a very happy man, happy with the victory and happy with his performance, because he ended that match really good.
Well, here's Wu
breaking from his left side. The previous match against Germany, he preferred the right side, but this table simply breaks a lot better from the right side. Again, 3 balls down, close to the 2-ball, but a lot of traffic to avoid getting from the blue 2 to the 3-ball. But he has a nice angle in between the 4 and 5. Could also play to punch and go underneath the pink 4. Well, this is going to be a problem perhaps with the side pocket.
Yeah, that just rolled on a little bit, didn't it?
Now can Wu cheat the pocket a little bit? Cheating the pocket will enable him to get enough of the 3-ball to draw that cue ball back before the side pocket.
This is a very promising start from the Chinese.
Never needed to cheat the pocket. Went in clean. Hit it smooth. And actually overdid it.
Call.
Cut on the 4. But how thick exactly will the kiss on the 5 ball be? Controlling that 5.
That needed to slam the handbrake on.
Comes to show you how fast this TV table is. Impact of the cue ball seemed gentle. The orange 5 never stopped.
That's a bad time for this to happen with so few balls on the table. Wu has got absolutely no safety net to work with here.
He's attacking. Straight back. Cut.
Beautifully done. It does leave a tricky 8. Oh, thank goodness that stopped when it did from the Chinese perspective, but this is very missable. Oh, they're just nailing everything. I mean, they are so dialed in at the moment. They're not even using the jaws of the pocket. Everything's dropping dead center.
Or the extension. Actually, I expected Jinhu to take an extension to compose that extra bit. Oh, they didn't have one left. That's right. It's a very steep cut to the corner pocket. Needs to control the cue ball at the same time. Watch out for the side pocket. Playing with draw.
And nicely done. Under pressure. You heard the shot clock going there. That's not going to drop. That's going to stay up. Well, there were 2 or 3 shots there that really needed to be dug out. And they just dispatched them beautifully. And believe me, Alex, you don't need me to tell you this. A couple of those shots, that long 8, for example, very, very missable.
Beautifully struck. And he played it so fast. He didn't spend any time getting ready for that shot. That's a sign of confidence. In this case, because he made the ball. In the case of Woodward in the beginning of his match together with Shane, he was playing quick, but it was costing him until he slowed down a bit. He was unsuccessful there.
Yeah, Skylar Woodward, the American, young American, made a couple of early errors. He shrugged that off brilliantly, though. Got back to doing what he does
rack
best.
3, China to break, leading 2
That's,
racks to 0.
in cue sports, that's essential for a player to find that good rhythm. Not too fast, not too slow. Second break for Dang in this match.
3 down again. I mean, is that a 4 now? No, they're going up in how many balls they're putting down.
Yeah, this table has a leakage. 6 leakages, 4 balls down.
That's 10 in 3 racks, 3 breaks they've put down. That's some going.
Big shot coming up for Wu.
Oh, this is just flawless. They just keep nailing shot after shot. The degree of difficulty doesn't seem to bother them at all.
Beautiful. He hit that ball so sweet.
You've been lying all these years. You told me this game was difficult. Look at these guys. It's easy.
True skill is effortless.
Oh, this is just dazzling. It's like a virtuoso performance we're seeing here. You feel sorry for the 2 Filipinos. They're the extras that got invited that nobody needs. I mean, China pitched a shutout against Germany, a very good Germany team. And they have literally played outstanding through 3 racks. It's a race to 9 for a place in the final 4. China looking to make this a comfortable jog to the finish line. Totally owning the table here. 10 balls down in 3 breaks. 3-0 up. Nothing the Philippines can do about this at the moment.
Power play. It all started with that awesome break in Rec 1 and a difficult shot on the 3 Wu Jiaxing had, and he speared that ball in, and they haven't looked back since.
Once again, the cue ball has been taken back up the table. Just the 1 ball down there. Oh, they're falling apart here, the Chinese.
Just 1 ball down.
It's a disaster.
A good view on the 1 ball. And the 5 goes past the 9. The 2 is makeable. So with this 1 ball, they want to come back as straight as possible, but they have an angle. So you can cheat the pocket, but then you need to limit the speed, which he did, but he has overdone it. That actually was a poor shot. He's putting a lot of pressure on Wu. A lot of pressure.
Extension called.
Well, he's called his extension early. So that'll just add to the pressure if this turns tactical, this rack. Philippines waiting patiently for their opportunity. Yet to have a shot at the table.
Now Wu wants to make it and avoid collision with the 7.
Oh, he's missed it. Didn't get the second prize either, but he scratched as well. So finally.
So Nick, as good a start as this has been from China, it was an unforced error from the hands of Deng Jinwu, that poor positional shot on the 2 ball that has opened the door for the Pinoys. Ball in hand on the 2. The 5, as said before, goes past the 9.
And a chance for these two to show what they can do. They're well capable of going on a tear up as well. These 2 Filipino youngsters, relatively speaking, tuning up for the Southeast Asian Games in a few weeks' time.
Chua of the 2 is the most confident thus far in the tournament, though. He has made many recovery shots and also walks around here off camera. He walks around like a peacock. He's feeling like $1 million.
With the hairstyle to match.
He made a couple of beautiful shots against Holland.
Really did.
One of which, that 1 ball on 5-5. What a mistake by Deng Jinwu on that 1 ball. He was stretching. Careless, I dare say.
Bubwit, to give him his nickname, Little Mouse. Disposing of the 8. And it will be Biardo, the Black Tiger, to get the Philippines on the board. Has to make this one. And does with a minimum of fuss. Well, 1 mistake. And the Filipinos able to jump in and say, yeah, there's 2 teams in this match. Well, a wonderful opening cameo from China, but now it may well be their turn to sit in their chairs for a while. And it all came, as you said, Alex, from this shot here at full stretch.
I mean, he could have used the rest. He could have put an extension on his cue. Really subpar there by Deng Jinwu, but it's a concentration sport. And either frustration, fear of failure, or enthusiasm can break a man's concentration. And I think the last one of the 3 was the culprit there. All smiles, all happy.
All easy.
And now all of a sudden they're seated and just hoping to get back to the table as quick as possible.
Training 1 rack to 3.
I mean, the Pinoys could put a 2, 3, 4 pack on him right now.
Easily. They're certainly capable of it.
A lot of pressure on this break. He did square that one ball.
Oh, he scratched. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, he couldn't do that. The one thing he had to avoid.
Start the clock, please.
And he's done it. And it's all his own work. Yeah, that wasn't kicked in there.
It's, yeah, and that's pressure. It's a difficult shot to break. And if you're going to miss hit the one, better miss it on the other side. Then you're still going to make the corner ball. Probably not going to scratch. Ooh.
So that brings China back to the table. And whilst it's Wu Cha-ching that's directing the traffic, it's Dang Jinhu that's going to have to play the shot, and you can be 100% certain his concentration levels have gone back up to full.
Good position, straight on the 2. Now, very important to position well on the 4, because the 5 is in a difficult position to pocket, let alone to get to the proper side of the 6. He can drop it in. He could. Okay, so Wu is pointing out to where to put the cue ball with an angle on the 5 to go back and forth for position on the 6.
It's a couple of times Wu has just taken charge here. He just seems to have decided, right, I'm going to step up.
Yeah, he's the senior of the 2. Was also clearly visible in the chair after Deng Jinwu's mistake. He was looking for eye contact with Wu. Didn't get it though.
He's really claiming some authority here, Wu Cha-ching. That's a beauty. Acknowledged by his partner.
Wu Cha-ching is oozing with confidence.
And he's a beautiful player to watch at all times. Now he's matured from that teenager that was such prodigious talent to just consistently one of the best in the world. Here he comes now, looking to bring the cue ball down for Dang Jinhu to put this one away for a 4-1 lead. And all of this off the scratch on the break. Well, the Filipino revival has been snuffed out, it would seem. 4-1. China back in control. The one thing the Philippines couldn't have was a dry break or a scratch. They got the latter. Watch it again. Dragged in there by Biardo. And his reaction, yeah, can't do that. Can't get away with that. Not at this level. You know, rounds 1 and even round 2, we saw teams getting away with mistakes. At this level, even in a race to 9, you've got to minimize those errors.
Absolutely. And being down 3-1, having that break, you need to respond. No unforced errors. Like in a game like 9-ball, there's variance. So you're going to have to deal with rolls against you. A good break and then no position,
Rack 6,
or a bad
China's
roll.
break leading 4 racks to 1.
But unforced errors really should be limited. In a race to 9 on this level, 2 already could prove to be too much. Beautiful squad of the cue ball. 1 ball sitting ready. Look at this.
Got a little bit more control on that cue ball there. Dropped it dead center. They've been pulling some of the others back up to the top of the table, but that one just stopped pretty much dead center. Now, in an ideal world, that's where you like it. And as you say, you can attack from all angles here.
Now, if I look forward to the orange 5, it goes to the right if they land the cue ball close to that short rail. So I'm trying to point out that the orange 5 goes to both pockets.
Yeah, that's the only bit of position that they've got to get here. So the orange with options. What do they fancy? Let's see where Dang leaves his partner here. And he's going to take that approach.
Good
Well,
shot.
That's as good as anything.
Not acknowledged by Wu, where Deng Jinwu here and there taps the table for his partner's efforts. It's not reversed.
I get the feeling Wu's sets high standards. He's kind of expecting that. He's not going to give you any praise for doing what you should do. He sets high standards for himself. I guess he'll set them for his teammate as well. And that'll help.
And what a rhythm they're playing in. It's beautiful to watch.
They are so entertaining. So smooth. Well, they're not going to get the shutout like they got against Germany. One mistake put the Philippines on the board, but when they scratched, the Chinese were back in business. Big smile there from Wu Cha-ching as Dang came back to join him in the chair. China cruising to a quarter place in the final 4.
This is like a blitzkrieg by the Chinese.
But, you know, it'd be interesting to really break this down and analyze it, because break after break, they seem identical. Two different players, but they're just producing the same shot over and over again. It's blowing the table wide open. They must be averaging close to 3 balls a break. And it's just phenomenal.
If my math is right, they've pocketed 16 balls in 6 breaks.
Wow.
That's how good they're playing.
Yeah, and that's why this is going to be over in double quick time, the way this is going.
And this is, you know, this is the way the table is breaking. This is the way the format allows teams to play. A winner break format. So that break is extra important. And the unforced error, the direct scratch by Carlo Biado, is proving triple costly.
How do pool players feel? Do you want to winner breaks or alternate break? Which gives you a better chance?
Well, you know, you get more guaranteed table time with alternate breaking. Well, it's personal preference. I actually like winner break, but once in a while you get a blowout, or you're going to lose a match where you only got to the table once or twice. But that's how it is. That's how it is.
These guys right now like winner breaks. I'm not so sure that sentiment is echoed on the other side of the table.
Listen, if I'm losing 6-1, I want winner break.
Rack 8.
I want winner break.
So you got a chance.
You got a chance. Yeah, you can put it together if you get that breakdown like the Chinese have.
There goes that cue ball again. It was heading north, got a little nudge, but they can see the one. It's just break after break, replicating the previous one.
Yeah, and Liu Wu with his laser-like cue action needs to make this long one. You can dig in the cue ball, stroke it in, get that cue ball back to center table, or float it in and leave Deng Jinwu a longer 2-ball. He's stroking it. Low left.
You know, we're in the 8th rack of this match, and China have basically spent most of the time at the table. In that time, they have one poor positional shot and then a miss off the back end of that. That's it. Everything else has been flawless. I mean, it's break and run followed by break and run followed by break and run. Balls just going everywhere. As you say, the table sprung a leak.
18 balls and 7 breaks, 5 break-in runs. This team, captained by Wu Shaxing, is really outperforming the Pinoys at the moment. Unbelievable, unbelievable. This man now was a boy 12 years ago when he won 2 world titles, but he has found that high gear again. A possible final to be played against Chinese Taipei. That's the nation that Wu used to represent. So Wu dying to play that grudge match. Deng Jinwu now has overplayed position on the 6. A very fine cut. Ultra soft. Wu could play it. He would prefer, like many top professionals, to find a way to play this with more authority, but I don't really see it. If he floats this in, needs to worry about snookering behind the 9.
He's unbelievable.
His action fluid, his nerve, his cool.
You know, you've got the best pool players in the world in your pool this week, but right now Wu Shaxing looks like he's in a league of his own.
Oh, this amazing. Wu Shaxing, amazing play. He's carrying Deng Jinwu, and together they're getting oh so close to the semi-final. They'll be playing against the winner of Austria and England.
That's the way it's going, and everything is coming off this rack. Alex, let's have a look at how they've been breaking, and you'll see, I'm sure, there's a consistent pattern of what they're doing with that cue ball. So here's the first break.
Yeah, a lot of power into that cue ball, but it's coming back slowly, so they're not squatting the cue ball, they're making it come back a little bit. And if you see all the traffic in center table, in so doing, they're avoiding many chances of unwanted kisses.
And this is different players. It's not the same guy coming up and racking. They're alternating the breaks. It's exactly the same rack after rack. There it goes again.
It really seems to be the pattern. It's well possible. It's likely they have found it, discussed it, and decided upon. And here we saw
the Billiard one, wasn't it?
The Billiard break, in sheer contrast with the power breaks of the Chinese players. Every time that cue ball traveling gently, slowly back to the kitchen.
Oh, it's a winning formula. It's a successful formula. They're not going to change it.
And now and again, they're faced after such a break with a long shot, but Wu is just creaming the balls in.
Well, it's Wu up to the table next, leading 7-1. Breaking to get on the hill. Now, he did something different there. He stopped that cue ball dead. He was waving that 7 on as well. Just saying, come on 7, keep going, keep going. But that was a slightly different break for the first time. And he needed that 7 to go. He was just waving it on like a traffic cop out there. I don't know if the 7's listened to him.
Yeah, it's close, but it goes. They're discussing how to get to the 2 ball. Or slowly, once across towards the side pocket on the other side, or twice across for a cut to the side pocket. Twice across for a cut to the side pocket. You know, good enough, especially if you're teaming up with Wu.
Yeah, we'll put anything down.
You'll sort it out, brother.
Wu's actually coming to this one. I think he was trying to just suppress a grin there. He is enjoying himself so much.
He is in the zone. Just like he was against Kuo Po Cheng when he ran those 5 racks in a row in the final of the World Championships 9 ball 12 years ago. How's that for a
Really
shot?
Nicely done again.
How is that for a shot by Wu Shaxing? Amazing play, amazing play. He has come with, I think, 5 great shots in this match.
Well, we're running out of superlatives. The other guy's not playing bad either. I mean, this isn't a one-man show here. Yeah, Wu is in his own little universe right now. But he is not carrying Dang Jinhu. It's been a pretty solid effort from Dang as well. And he's going to need another solid effort here, just to make sure he can put this 6 down and get position on the 7.
Now, for the first time, Dang Jinhu can set Wu Shaxing right. Needs to come with a positional recovery shot. Now, if you force draw this, through the impact, the cue ball will bounce out away of the short rail enough, like so. Somewhere there, straight enough to follow through. Doesn't need to worry about the side pocket.
Oh, even then. You just wondered if he got that one wrong. He hadn't. And just like that, China are on the hill. This is an absolutely brutal demonstration of power pool from China. They are destroying the Philippines here. 8-1 on the hill. Well, our quarterfinals today have all been fairly one-sided affairs. A big run of 7 racks in a row for Chinese Taipei. The USA came from behind to put 6 or 7 together to beat Finland. And we are seeing China destroying the Philippines. They jumped out 3-0 early. They gave the Philippines a chance. Philippines scratched. China have racked up 5 in a row since. And they are on the hill. And basically, it's just been all China, and it's been break and run ever since that scratch, it seems.
4 in a row they had. They're now on a run of 4. 5 run-outs, but 4 break and runs. And they're now going to be serving for the match. They could end this with a 5-pack, just like Wu did in the championship final 12 years ago.
Well, we've got England and Austria to come. Hopefully none of those guys have arrived late at the building, because they're going to be on a little bit earlier than they would have been expecting. I mean, this was a mouth-watering match in prospect, but China have just made sure it's been just a demonstration, really.
Well, that first shot on the 3-ball by Wu in rack 1 just set the tone. The table here is not cooperating. I'll try and talk a little bit more about that shot and the importance of coming with that first big shot at the beginning of the match. But they don't have an open shot on the 1-ball here. Well, they've proven me wrong before. It's, you know, it is cuttable, but this is so ultra thin and difficult to reach. So he's going to play safety. 3/4 ball hit. Glue it to that 4-ball. That's what he's trying to do. Close enough to avoid the jump shot attempt by the Filipinos.
Yeah, he's not going to get an elevation over that. So up comes Chua.
Well, and Chua, Bobwit, with the jump cue in hand. He needs a lot of elevation, almost hitting.
Extension call. Sorry?
Yeah, this
Totally downward on the ball.
I was going to say, this has got to take off. And he's not playing under any pressure because he knows this is totally beyond them. They just need a lot of help.
Well, the difficulty, you know, more than the pressure, is just that he has been seated so long.
Yeah. He's done nothing wrong. He's made contact there. That was a pretty good shot under the circumstances. Yes. Oh, yeah.
They get a roll. They get a roll, the Filipinos. Back to the chair. Chua, a beautiful jump shot. This match isn't over yet. You have to keep on believing. Never say die. I've seen the most amazing comebacks in pool, especially with a winner break format.
Well, let's see what their safety play is like.
One rail. Watch out for the scratch.
And look who's doing all the talking again. It's Wu.
Now hit it. He's looking at the possibility of hitting that one into the 6 to make it in the side. Half ball hit.
Oh,
shot.
Scratched.
Ball
Ball in hand, as you say, not over.
That was looming large. Hit it to the wrong side.
Start the clock, please.
Right, Filipinos have got to be flawless from here now.
So you've been seated for half an hour, thought about flying back, thought about the tournament, then regrouping, telling yourself to keep on believing. Then you finally get back to the table. It's an open table, but still they shouldn't take anything for granted. And now sometimes the player gets distracted, so they're running out, and then when they're at the 7 or on the 8, they'll start thinking about the next rack or a potential comeback. Stay in the right frame of mind. Don't get ahead of yourself. It's one ball at a time.
I mean, the mindset's got to be, don't even look at the score. Don't even worry about that.
How do you eat an elephant?
Yeah. Small bites.
Small bites.
One shot at a time. That's how they've got to think about this match now.
Good angle. Wants to go to the second diamond.
Yeah, he found that.
Went exactly there. 45-degree angle. The diamonds are used to measure real shots, kick shots, bank shots, as a reference. Good shot there by Beato. Now float this ball in, kill the cue ball with backspin. Many diamond systems where you can calculate to get a better feel where to go to. But mind you, it's still a field shot.
Big smiles from the Filipinos. They're not out of this yet. The Chinese are on the hill, but they're not past the winning post yet, and the Filipinos, I'm sure, will just want to make them wait and wait and wait. The problem that they've got, of course, is yes, they've got the table now. They can't afford one error, not one. No poor positional play, no scratch. They can't even afford any bad luck, let's be honest. Oh, you were talking about that wonderful shot right at the start of this match, Alex, that really set the tone for the Chinese.
Because look at this. This was the first shot after the first break. Boom, speared it in, and they got going from there. Because I've had some discussions with players of teams who got eliminated early and they didn't get enough chances, etc. But many teams had chances in the beginning. They missed their opening shot, and after that you don't, you don't
11,
control the match
Philippines
anymore.
To break, trailing 2 racks to 8.
Now, I don't want to point fingers, but as an example, I'll talk about Chinagov, who had a straight in 1 in the beginning of the match. Had he made that, who knows how many racks they could have run.
Yeah. They're on the board.
So we saw Chua here squatting the cue ball, and anytime you squat that cue ball center table, there are running lines of multiple balls crossing that center table path. So it's always dangerous. Squat and hit. But if they break perfect, they will need to come with long shots as such on the one and win safety battles.
They've got to win every battle, haven't they? They can't miss a shot. They can't leave anything. They can't scratch. And boy, has that been left.
Yeah, that was so difficult, that shot. Being 8-2 down with your back against the wall. Slow rolling that ball over distance. A plain ball hit. Really a disgusting stroke if you have to play that.
It brings China back to the table, needing this rack for a place in the semi-final. Delicately played.
Yeah, the same type of stroke now played by Deng Junwu. He was a little closer. And he is up 8-2. Exactly the difference.
Well, there was a terrific reaction there. Not on that shot, but on the previous shot. And I think they realized, yeah, we've got this. Yeah. And that one went down. He was ready to celebrate.
Yeah, these guys are very expressive.
Actually, another man who'll be celebrating as well very quietly. Referee Nigel Rees, we've not mentioned him today. He's probably happy this is a nice quiet one, because this man got up this morning and decided to go for a 13-mile run in the London heat. So I'm sure he's happy that he's going to get a chance to sit down and take the rest of the night off. In comparison, this has been a gentle sprint for China.
Oh, Wu Shaxing. How good has he been playing tonight?
Oh, I think we've run out of superlatives, haven't we?
Yeah, he's of many a player, he's the favorite player to emulate, to observe, to study, to get inspired by.
One more 9 between China and the semi-finals of the World Cup of Pool. And again, the positional play from Wu Shaxing simply off the scale. Wow. There's no other word for it. That was a demolition job from China. If they can carry that through to the semi-finals and the finals, they are going to be unstoppable. Brilliant breaking, minimal mistakes, stunning virtuoso pots, superb positional play. They are the full package. Well, that's 3 of our quarterfinals done and dusted and in the record books. We still have 1 to go.